Hey guys, it's Janice at Ozark Family Homestead, and we are going to touch base real quick on another weekly update on this whole health journey thing that I have started on, 5 weeks ago at this point. So what we're going to do in the video is I want to share with you all, yesterday was probably the worst day, I think, that I've had in maybe the whole 5 weeks. Yesterday was rotten. And I will talk about that in the video. I also went through, some of you had questions from last week, and I went through and I wrote them down in my planner. So we will go through those questions that, some of those that were asked last week. I'm looking out the window. The guys are mowing, so the lawnmower just zipped on by. I've got Anna's helping Rebekah learn some school today. And Sam is finishing, he's cleaning up the milk buckets from milking this morning. So I will go find some place to sit and chit chat with you guys. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna try to sit here at the table with this right over here beside me, and we will see how this goes. I like sitting here because the lighting's good. I don't have to set up any special lighting, and I can set my planner down here, so it makes it easier for me to answer questions. So I'll start off by telling you guys why yesterday was so rough. And a viewer is the one that actually helped me to piece this together as to why I occasionally have these rotten, low energy, I just don't feel good days. Because my norm, thankfully, is I do have better energy now, and I feel like I'm in just a better mood. I feel like, generally speaking, that has become more of my norm. But yesterday was one of the bad days. And a viewer had mentioned, was it in not last week's video, but the week before, that I had had another rotten day. And she asked about my lymph drainage massage therapy thing. And I do think there's a correlation here. So 2 days ago, I had another lymph drainage massage, and I think the next day is just going to be rough. It's not always though. So, okay, here's what I experienced. Whenever I went in for the massage, there was some discomfort this time. Sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. I don't know why. She checks out this spot up here, and she did not feel, this is kind of my trouble spot where I get lymph building up, and she did not feel much there. But she did work on my face quite a bit, and I noticed yesterday and still today, I am sore right along my jawline here. There are lymph nodes in places I didn't know there were lymph nodes, but yeah, I'm sore there. And on my right arm, which is holding the camera right now, I'm sore on the upper part of my arm there. So, is it blurry? I can't tell if I'm blurry or not. But I think it is intense detox going on after the lymph drainage massage. And I can tell you yesterday morning when I got up, my kidneys, my lower back was achy. And on my right side under my rib cage was also achy, and that's the area like gallbladder, liver, all that stuff. I think my body was doing a massive detox, and it just knocked me down. So I had a very slow, I'm not going to say unproductive, because I did get my laundry room organized, which has been on my to-do list for a while, but I did not get the steps in that I needed to get in or any of that stuff. I think I got above 7,000 steps, but I did not hit my 10,000 that I like to hit as far as the steps go. So there is that. I'm hopeful that one of these days, when my body does not have all this residual toxic buildup still in it, that she's waving to everybody, that maybe my body will be able to just detox the normal healthy amount of daily, toxic things that normal people deal with, that the body was designed to handle, and all of this extra stuff, that builds up for me in my ankles, it builds up sometimes too, that stuff will be resolved, and I can just, kind of coast along a little bit more there. So there is that. Now, while I have you here, I don't know, is it going to show up on here? I noticed something new this week. So, you know, I'm not doing the scale thing, so I can't tell you how much weight I've lost. But I do notice my clothes are feeling different. I still have a big belly. I probably will always have a big belly, but I have less of a big belly now. Like, for real, I do. But I also have lines on my face now. Do they show up on camera? I don't know if they show up on camera, but when I look in the mirror, the swelling and stuff in my face, some of you have mentioned they can notice it in my face and neck. I saw it this week. I noticed these lines in my cheeks that I did not have there before. So changes are happening. I'm so thankful that there are changes happening, and it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. So, okay. The next question on here, are you diabetic? Someone just point blank asked, are you diabetic? And I don't know if I had shared that in my update, my initial There Are Medical Issues video that I did. Yes, I am officially diabetic on that range there. So that, I mean, that's part of the deal that rattled me whenever I had the appointment, is I had never had numbers this high before. So it's a serious thing. I'm taking it seriously. I have not had processed sugar. I'm going to say honey with a little asterisk there. I'll tell you about that. Or maple syrup. I've not had any maple syrup in the 5 weeks. The little asterisk there is I did this week have a piece of my homemade whole grain where we grind the wheat and spelt bread. I did have a piece of that, and there is, let's see, I make 4 loaves at a time, and I use 2/3 cup of honey for 4 loaves. So there's 1/6 of a cup of honey in each loaf, and I did have 1 slice of that bread. So whatever that comes up to, that's the amount of honey that I had within that slice of bread. I'm not breaking down that math. It's not happening. Okay, next question. Let's see. Oh, someone would like to see more meal plans. They mentioned more ideas to help them. They have blood sugar issues as well. And I will show my meal plan again for this week. I've mentioned in a video before, my current plan is just to get 4 solid meal plans laid out, and then just kind of rotate for a little bit, maybe tweaking it slightly week to week. But yeah, that is my plan. They're whispering in the background there. So, okay. Are there Trim Healthy Mama recipes for one? That a lot of these are family meals, and also which book can I go to find any of those recipes? So yes, the Trim Healthy Mama cookbooks have single serve recipes in there. Let me pause here and I will pull out the books that specifically have that, and I'll show you the ones that I have used. Okay, so I've laid out the cookbooks here that I feel specifically set aside recipes for like a single person. And the first one here is going to be the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. This was my very well used copy. And while I have it here, I want to thank Pamela. We did receive the package with both. There's the other book in there. But Pamela sent me one that is not duct taped together. It's a new one. This is a sorry, well-used book, but it has been well loved. So for the commenter looking for the single recipes, I did put stars next to them here, like quick single skillet meals, and then single soups right there. They also have some single salads. And if I can flip the page here, single muffins, and then the single serving cakes. And then of course, some of my favorites are the shakes and stuff in there, the protein shakes, and those work out really well for me. So Pamela, thank you for this. I'm gonna have to move into it at this point. So, because you can see all my papers and stuff sticking out of this one. The other one that has a whole special section, it's Hangry Meals for One, is this one, the Trim Healthy Table Cookbook. So if you're looking for smaller recipes, this is what you would look for, and it's got, let me see, it's not there. They don't have like a table of contents for those, but it would be things like that. It's got all kinds of different recipes in there for a single person. Yeah, salads, sandwiches, just all kinds of stuff in there. So I'm not sure which book to specifically have you go to there, but you do have options if you're not looking for a great big, I'm trying to see if they had other stuff like the cakes and cookies in there, but I am not seeing, yeah, I didn't see specifically cakes and cookie or, you know, muffins and stuff like this one had. So it depends on if you're wanting more food or if you're wanting a broad variety, I would go with that one. So those are the two options I would recommend. Okay, let me see. The next question that you all were asking about, now where are you all going? They took off down the hallway there. Are the Trim Healthy Mama ladies, the sisters that write the book, are they doctors or are they nutritionists? They are not doctors, and they, I mean, as far as I know, they're not credentialed in any way, which for some that might make a difference. For me, it doesn't matter to me. If they have life experience, that holds a lot of weight in my book. And these books are not new books. They've had this program going for, it's been a long time. I mean, like 13 years is what I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but it's been a long time. This is not something that was just released last year. But if that's important to you, that may not be the book. That may not be a diet plan for you. When I have used it in the past, it has worked for me. My body does well with it. There are lots of other success stories and testimonials, so that's enough for me. But if you need something different, then I can't help you much there because I don't know. Is the Trim Healthy Mama plan specific for diabetes? No, it is not specific for diabetes, but they do give explanations and pointers in the books so that those that are struggling with blood sugar issues, different ways that they can tweak the recipes or the meal plans in there. One of those ways is the e-meals are the ones that contain the healthy carbs, and you would pull back the number of carbs in those meals so that you don't get a blood sugar spike. So they do talk about that in the books, but it is not specifically for diabetics. Someone commented that I should be using an eyebrow pencil, that would be good for me to fill in my eyebrows with some makeup. So there was that. Do Trim Healthy Mama recipes call for nuts? Someone who has an allergy to nuts was asking, and a lot of them, well, I don't want to say a lot of them. Many of them do, but not all of them, and I have found a way to work around that. So even like the shakes, the protein shakes recipes, a lot of them call for almond milk or cashew milk, and I just cannot get myself to go to the store and buy those nut milks. We have Daisy, our Jersey cow, and she gives phenomenal milk. Now, that is not friendly to my blood sugar. So I have gotten in the habit now of I turn Daisy's delicious, wholesome milk into kefir, which is a probiotic. The kefir grains eat up the sugars in the milk, so it is not crazy on my blood sugar like regular, whole milk would be. Sorry, guys, my arm is getting a little rough here. And I figured out I can't hold the camera with this hand because a viewer pointed this out. I've been having static randomly on the camera when I'm filming, and we think it's when I'm either holding the camera with this hand with my little watch gadget that it's sending out an electric signal thing that causes static. So I can't switch hands anymore unless I take my little watch, step counter watch off. So I'm gonna prop it up here on the couch and we're gonna do that way so my arm doesn't get tired. So yes, they'll call for nut milks, but if I change my regular milk into kefir, I can use it and still keep the sugars down by using regular milk. I just don't really care for the nut milks, the extra ingredients in there. I just like to keep it simple. So, what planner are you using? Whenever I show the meal plan that I have for the week here, I've been showing my planner. It is from a company called Erin Condren. This is my planner. Let me spin it around here, one-handed. Can you see Erin Condren there on the back? And the planner I have, a lot of them that they sell have these big spiral bound things there on the edge. And I do not want that. I'm left-handed and writing with a big spiral bound is cumbersome for me. So I specifically chose a soft cover that is not spiral bound. But for all you right-handed people, you may do wonderfully with those. Let me spin the camera around and I will show you some things inside the planner for those of you that are looking for one, because the commenter specifically said, I'm looking for one for 2026 and I would love to see what planner you use. So I will spin the camera around real quick. Okay, I'm just going to show you some stuff that doesn't have like too much personal information on it there, but what I like about this planner is that it does have the big full page monthly calendar, and this is where I write down things, you know, birthdays and things like that. And there's Andrew's birthday. We've got Anna's birthday coming up next month. Well, just in, is it 2 weeks or so? So we've got Anna's birthday coming up soon, but there's Andrew's. Highlight Thanksgiving, and I do things like that. I make notes over here, like if I do the kids' shoe sizes, and I just make note if I need to buy them new shoes and stuff. I'll make notes like that. So there are things like that in there. I just don't want to show anything that has personal appointment stuff. But in addition to the monthly layout, they have a weekly layout, and this is kind of what it looks like. And what I do, I pick the hourly one here. It starts at 6 a.m. and it goes through 7 p.m. and I set mine up as a block system so that I know what all I can realistically fit into the day if the day goes according to my plan. Down here at the bottom, you'll see here in a little bit when I show you this week's, this is where I put breakfast, lunch, and supper down here at the bottom. Up here at the top, I will also put birthdays up here and highlight them in yellow so I don't forget birthdays and anniversaries and things like that in there as well. There is a space in the back for notes, for lists. I don't know if I have anything back there that I may not want to show, but I've been very pleased. I've used this planner for several years. It's got these spots down here where, like, if you wanted to put drink 8 glasses of water or something a day, and you would mark off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or if I wanted to put, you know, 10,000 steps, I would mark off the days that I achieved that. It has those options as well. So very pleased with the planner. Works well for me. Oh, and while I've got you over here, this was breakfast this morning. Sarah did sourdough bagels again, so that's what they had today, was sourdough bagels. And then there's some more over there that are going to friends today, and that was my cell phone ding-donging at me. So, okay, let me get resituated and open my planner back up and go over the last of the questions that you all asked last week. Well, I did look through my planner here real quick, and I did find a page that I'm comfortable showing with everybody of kind of how I kind of set up the hourly things. I will typically put, I have a different color for different things. Orange is YouTube stuff, pink is household tasks, green is school stuff, blue is food related things, and then I do use purple for homestead tasks as well. The black is typically places to go, things to do. So I will usually put, if I have a video coming out, like there was the weekly sale ad video, there was what we eat in a week video, whenever I need to film, when I need to research and film, there's just editing, different things that I would do for YouTube there. And you can kind of see these are the blocks that I'm putting in place for things. Our school rotation as far as morning read alouds, my laundry rotation for that week that I would keep up with. I was freeze drying milk pretty heavily then, and had a mold spot in the bathroom by the ceiling that needed to be taken care of there too. I put a little bit of everything in there, and then you'll see here in a little bit I put the menu down here at the bottom. Apparently I didn't get around to that that week, but this will kind of show you how I use my planners. So, and this is the basket of goodies that Sarah brought in this morning from outside. Blackberries, cherry tomatoes, and cucumbers is what we're getting right now. Okay, so the next, or actually the last question that was asked was, what protein powder do you use? And this is what I am currently using. I do get this from the Trim Healthy Mama website. The Pristine Whey protein is what I use. This is the unflavored. They have new stuff now that I've never used. They have a strawberry flavor and a chocolate flavored. I've only just used the unflavored. And they have some super duper protein powder now that I have never used either. This does have 20 grams of protein in 1 scoop of this powder. I'm also using collagen, which provides protein as well. I had gotten this one off Amazon. I've previously used the Trim Healthy Mama collagen powder as well, but I ran out of it. I got this instead, and for 2 tablespoons, it has, what does it say, 11 grams of protein there. So that's for the collagen. But once this is gone, Miss Lisa has sent these, so this is what I will transition over to for whenever this is gone. Okay, had to go change out batteries real quick. Look at that handsome guy right there. What are you reading?
Rifles for Wadey.
Rifles for Wadey is what he's reading. So this was the book that Rebekah and Anna were working on there. So went to go change the battery out. Someone else had also asked, right now I'm unable to get the Trim Healthy Mama stuff. Is there an alternative that you would recommend instead? The only whey protein that I have ever used is Trim Healthy Mama, so I can't help with that one. But these are some alternatives for the collagen, if that's helpful at all. I'm sorry I can't be more help with the protein powder. And I did want to point out, when my phone dinged at me a while ago, there was someone had messaged me about the cherry pitter that I use. I had mentioned in this past Friday's grocery haul video that I got cherries on markdown, and we were going to store them, freeze them for the next year. This is the cherry pitter that we use to do that. I don't know where to find it. This came from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I've never been to a Bed Bath & Beyond, I don't think. So this must have been a gift maybe from my mother-in-law or something. I've had it for a very, very long time. So, but this is the kind of gadget that we use. I'm sure Amazon has something similar to it, but it just knocks those pits out, and they collect down in this little storage area, and then we put them in our compost bucket, and we get rid of them that way. So next thing I want to do is I am going to show you guys what our menu plan was for this week. And here's the bottom of my planner where I have put our breakfast, lunches, and supper plans. This doesn't always go according to plan, but this really does give me a path to stay on here. Breakfast was a sausage scramble, and that is just ground turkey with a homemade sausage seasoning. I can put the link to that seasoning. I have a whole video on it. I'll put that link in the description box. Then oats. If the children are having oats, I will be having eggs because oats really spikes my blood sugar. Yogurt, but that was replaced with bagels. So like I said, this doesn't always go according to plan. They had bagels. These are sourdough bagels, and I had eggs with some mini peppers and cucumbers and stuff on the side of my veggie eggs. Eggs, and this will be turkey bacon with this. Just like the oats, when they have a 5-grain cereal, I will do something that is blood sugar friendly. Same way with the pancakes. When they're doing those, I am having something different there. Eggs are my go-to breakfast in the morning, or sometimes leftovers. Like I had leftover fajitas for breakfast yesterday morning, and it was good. Lunches, an Instant Pot chicken, where I just take a whole frozen chicken, put it in the Instant Pot around 10 o'clock or so in the morning, and let it cook, and it is fall off the bone, tender and juicy. Had that with some peas and carrots. So for me, with me eating the chicken breast, this would be a Trim Healthy Mama E meal for me with some healthy vegetable carbs. There is also an E, which has healthy carbs in it, chili, in the Trim Healthy Table Cookbook, page 81. And I think I've got it marked here. This was my rotisserie chicken recipe. And this is what the E chili looks like. That's it right there. Save My Sanity Chili. And the recipes are copyrighted, so I'm not going to show the whole thing, but that is on the menu as well. It's supposed to be pretty simple to make, so I'm looking forward to doing that one. There's always leftovers for lunches. Loaded potatoes, of course I will not have that. I will probably have leftovers when everyone else is having loaded potatoes. Salmon patties, that would be an S meal for a Trim Healthy Mama, with some asparagus, and the corn I will not have. Again, hamburger helper, when the family has hamburger helper, I will not have that either. There's typically leftovers, and I can do that. For suppers, we did fajitas with guacamole, and whereas others had it on homemade soft shell tortillas, I just had a big salad greens, and so kind of a fajita salad with guacamole serving as a dressing on that. Fathead pizza, you can find this recipe online. This is actually the website, is it a blog? I'm not sure, that has the recipe for fathead pizza. Basically, the pizza crust is just not a grain pizza crust. It's either almond flour or coconut flour, and so it's blood sugar friendly pizza, and it was really good. Tuna steaks with sweet potatoes and some zucchini, so that is the plan for tonight, actually. And then meatloaf, there is a Trim Healthy Mama meatloaf recipe, and it is in, the meatloaf recipe I use is in this book, the original book that those sisters had put out all those years ago. Let me see, what is the copyright date in that book? Now you all have me curious just how old is this way of eating. Open. Trim Healthy Mama. First book came out in 2012. So, been around for a little while. But yeah, the meatloaf recipe is in that cookbook there. Salad. The others will have mashed potatoes, and I will not. I will have green beans and salad with mine. And then we've got some baked salmon here with broccoli and salads. And then some lamb. This would be our lamb that we raised and butchered, with some Brussels sprouts and some quinoa. This quinoa I am able to have because while it does have some carbs in it, it's not technically a grain, and these are more gentle carbs. So this is a side dish with some tomatoes and spinach and a little bit of carrots in it as well. So this would be a crossover meal on the Trim Healthy Mama way of eating, which are allowed. They have healthy fats and healthy carbs in the same meal. So that is what the plan is for this week. And before we wrap up the video, I'll give you an update on the bookshelves, just like I did last week. So last week this was completed, and this week so far, the shelf that's been sitting here has been painted to match this one. This was a brown and cream colored one. It has been painted, so it's ready to move books onto that. And then I've got these two drawers, and there are two other drawers that Shawn had built, and they will go in the bottom two there. And then the remainder will be filled up with our science books. So a lot of these books that are in the, what's left of the entertainment center towers here, those will get put on the bookshelf. And I'm gonna put the ones for younger children on the bottom so that Rebekah can reach them easier, all the Magic School Bus books and things like that that are science related. Oh, someone had asked, what happened to your piano and the banjo? Because they used to be on this wall. The piano has been moved over here to this wall because this is an interior wall, and that's kind of what prompted this whole shuffling anyhow, is because this is technically, it's partially interior, but most of it is exterior, and that's not good for a piano. So that's what kind of prompted this whole change up. Right now the banjo is in Sarah's bedroom, but we may mount musical instruments on these sides here. Still not for certain. The instruments may live in children's bedrooms, or they may get put up in the living room. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. If you have questions about what I'm doing or why I'm doing it or how things are going, put them in the comments, and if I can, I will touch on them in next week's video. If you have successes, share them. Please share them. It motivates me to hear of other successes, and I'm sure there are other ladies here that it will motivate as well. If you have struggles that you're just not doing, things aren't going the way you want them to go, put those in the comments as well. This whole community thing, I want each of us to support the other with what has worked for them, what has not worked for them. All I ask is that you be kind about it. Comment lovingly. That's all I ask, because if it's not, I'm going to delete it. That's the way it works around here. And yeah, comment and share your stories. What else was I going to say? I'm not sure. Oh, you see in the back, this is David. Can you see this little magnet board? He has gotten in the habit now, whenever he's reading books, he puts little totally obtuse quotes from the book in here. So if any of you have read the Hunger Games books, there's a quote from Katniss there. And what did Katniss say in one section of the book? She said, "We have a big bathtub." So this is David. He's a funny guy. Okay, so I'm sure I'm forgetting something. There was something else I was going to share with you guys, but I can't remember it, and I didn't write it in my planner, so it doesn't exist in my world right now. So if you all think of something, put it in the comments. Otherwise, do the thumbs up, because that's what helps with the YouTube algorithm thing. Double check that you are subscribed, because YouTube unsubscribes people, and I don't know why. And then if you could share our channel, just tell them about Ozark Family Homestead. If you know someone that thinks large families are neat to watch, or they're looking to save money on groceries, or they're on a health journey and could use the support, whatever type of video would be enjoyable for them, please share that, because really that does help our family's channel to grow. So I guess I'll see you guys next week with hopefully an update where I'm not in pain. I don't have a massage scheduled for next week, so hopefully I will just coast along until the next time I see you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Ozark.